Hello and welcome to Progressive Education Society's Modern College of Pharmacy e-lecture in the subject Natural Drug Technology. In this video, we will see the formulation and evaluation aspects of churna, which is powder or mixture of powders. In this video, we will have a look at the Asava and Arista formulation. Now, these Asava and Arista are formulations that contain alcohol, but the alcohol generated is it is generated in situ during the course of preparation of the formulation. So, it is called as self-generated alcohol, and the formulations also contain extracts or crude drugs. If crude drugs are added, it is known as asava, and if crude drugs are replaced by extracts, then it is called as arista. So, in normal sense, it is somewhat similar to elixirs. Many of the marketed formulations are popular, such as Ashokarishta, Arjunarishta, Drakshasav, and Kumari Asava. Besides, there are few more formulations, but I have listed few. Now, we'll see the method of preparation of Arishta. Crude drugs are shade dried or sun dried and cleaned. Then they are coarsely powdered. The powdered crude drugs are then boiled with water, usually in an earthen pot, and this boiling is continued until decoction is formed. Decoction means the initial volume of solvent, usually water, should be reduced to at least half of the initial volume. Until then, boiling is continued. Such extract is called as decoction. Now this decoction contains the crude powders, so it needs to be filtered. Filtration usually is carried out through muslin cloth, as we are using coarse powder. The solution thus obtained is an extract of the crude drugs. Now to this solution, either sugar, jaggery, or honey, whatever is specified in the formula, is boiled with water. It is cooled and filtered, and such a solution or syrupy consistency liquid is then added with prakshepa dravya. Prakshepa dravya are synergizers. Synergizer means they either increase the potency of the formulation, they increase the bioavailability of the formulation by enhancing the ADMEs, or they also add aesthetic appearance to the formulation. Then to this solution, Dhataki flowers are added. Dhataki flowers are Woodwardia fructicosa flowers. These are dried and then added. The role of these flowers is like inoculum. The flowers, they contain spores of certain fungi, and these fungi help in initiating the fermentation process within the solution. So it is added. Then these two solutions along with the prakshepadravya and dhataki flour is set for fermentation, usually in an earthen pot. Here we'll see how the pot is prepared for fermentation of asava and arista. Generally, an earthen pot is taken, and if the pot is new, water is soaked overnight and the water is allowed to boil in the new pot. The reason why this is done is because the new pot may contain certain bacterial or fungal molds, and this is just one kind of uh, sterilization method, as the entire preparation process of Asava arista is very similar to biotechnological product. So aseptic conditions are to be maintained throughout the process. So this is one of the heat sterilization. Also, this reduces the pore size of the pot, thereby the contents of the pot will not trickle down and the contents will not be reduced. Then the sterilized pot is further fumigated, an additional step in sterilization. This fumigation can be done by using Pipali churna, that is Piper longum powder, along with cow ghee. This process is very similar to coke smoking, which is usually seen in various culinary preparations. Likewise, a lid is placed over the top and pipadi churna is placed in a earthen container, and it is heated over coal, and some amount of cow ghee is added so that it generates smoke. The lid is held in place and the entire pot is fumigated. This also kills the certain bacteria or fungi, and this process is usually followed for the pot which is previously used for Asava arista, or the pot which is not a new. Next, ghee coating. Ghee coating is done, or smearing of the ghee layer is done at the bottom on the inner side of the pot. That is, here the ghee is coated at the bottom. This coating of the ghee prevents trickling of the contents. Solutions that is placed in the pot will not trickle down of the pot. Then the solutions what we have prepared, like say suppose decoction in case of arista, then prakshepa dravya and dhataki flowers are all added into the pot. Earthen lid is placed and it is held in place by winding 7 consecutive layers of clay smeared cloth. Clay smeared cloth is a cotton or a muslin cloth that is coated with clay. Clay means in Marathi we call it as lambi or chicken mati. This is very sticky, and this the wet property of the clay, or the particle size of the clay, it is so fine that it holds the two uh, components like lid and the pot together, and it ensures a proper fitting between the two. The entire assembly is placed under the heap of paddy or in an underground cellar, or sometimes in an area, a pit is dug in an open area and the spot is placed and then again it is covered with mud. The reason why this is done is because under the heap of paddy or in an underground cellar or in a pit, the temperature is quite constant. That means it is not fluctuating as it can happen if it is placed above the surface of the ground. This constant temperature ensures constant fermentation process. That means there is no rise or decrease in the fermentation rate. Uniform fermentation rate is obtained in this case. This fermentation process in Ayurveda is called as sadhana. This may vary from 1 week to 3 months or 6 months, depending upon the crude drugs those are taken and depending upon the fermentation process. After completion of the fermentation, the completion of fermentation can be judged by two methods. First is by trial and error method, wherein the initial records are taken or as per the formula. That means after exactly 6 days or 3 months or so, and sometimes a hissing sound is produced when you add some water or the contents. The fermentation process, when it is still on, the fungi, they produce hissing sound due to the release of bubbles. There are certain experts who can listen to the who can listen properly the hissing sound, and if the hissing sound ceases, this ensures that the fermentation process is stopped. Now the fittings of clay smeared cloth is taken or broken down, the lid is separated, and the contents present in the pot are transferred to clear container or a clear glass bottle. It is ensured that suspended particles do not enter into the glass bottle. Next is packaging. The packaging is also done in clear glass bottle, and when the contents are first transferred from an earthen pot into the clear glass bottle, if there are certain suspending particles, these are allowed to settle down, and then the supernatant is then transferred into the ultimate packaging bottle. This is the way how entire process of Asava or Arista is done. Next is the method of preparation of Asava. The only difference between the method of Asava and Arista preparation is the presence or absence of extract. In case of Arista, extracts are used, whereas here in Asava preparation, instead of extract, fine powders are added. That means in an earthen pot, water is boiled. To this boiling water, sugar or jaggery, whatever is specified in the formula, is added, and later the crude drugs are finely ground and fine powder is added. The mixture is allowed to cool, and to the cool mixture, the Dhataki flowers or Prakshepa Churna or Prakshepan Dravyas are added. Then the lid is placed, and it is held in place with clay smeared cloth, and the rest process is similar to Arista. Next, for both these Asava and Arista, to judge the final product, it should have following characteristics. Like, the final formulation should be clear, it should not have any particulate matter. Also, there should not be any froth or foam like appearance on the top. The final formulation should not be sorry to taste, or even it should not have any fungal molds or certain floating impurities as well. The formulation should have characteristic country liquor like odor, which is which indicates the presence of alcohol or self-generated alcohol in it. Usually the alcohol percentage is around 8 to 10%, or sometimes it may vary up to 13%, but not 13% volume by volume, but will not generally exceed beyond 13%. Next, preservation. Since alcohol is present in the formulation, the alcohol has dual property. It acts as a solvent for extraction of certain ampipolar solvents, constituents, phytoconstituents, and it also acts as a preservative. in presence of alcohol, there is no possibility of contamination of the product. So such Asava and Arista can be kept indefinitely. That means they do not have any expiry date. Usually these are to be kept in well stoppered bottles or jars to prevent the evaporation of alcohol. So this is all about Asava and Arista.
Now we will have a look at the evaluation parameters set for Asava or Arista. First, the color. Color of the formulation usually depends upon the crude drugs those are used for processing. Generally, it is brownish black in color, or sometimes it can also be dark green if the Asava or Arista is prepared out of leaves. But mostly it is brownish black or brown in color, as most of the time tannin containing drugs are used for Asava and Arista. About the odor, since the formulation itself is fermented and has got the self generated alcohol, the odor appears to be very similar to liquor or any fermented alcoholic beverage. Taste. Taste usually is acrid because of the presence of huge amount of tannins in it, and sometimes it may also taste sweet as jaggery, sugar, or honey is added into the formulation. pH. Usually the pH of Asava Arista, it ranges from slightly acidic to neutral. That means it can range from 5.5 to 7 or 7.2. Refractive index. Refractive index is one of the parameter that is to be determined for Asava Arista, and this varies with the formulation or crude drugs incorporated into it. Specific gravity, this is one of the formulation. Then LOD. As far as LOD of the formulation is concerned, instead of following British Pharmacopoeia, which specifies to heat the sample at 105 degrees Celsius, here, since the formulation contains jaggery and lactose moiety, the LOD is to be determined at a temperature not exceeding 70 degrees Celsius. And this is usually done by using vacuum oven. Vacuum oven is a oven equipped with vacuum, wherein the pressure is reduced, and on our normal oven the pressure on the sample is that the normal atmospheric pressure, whereas in case of vacuum oven, since we are taking out the pressure, the boiling point is immediately attained. Even water starts boiling below 70 degree if we apply vacuum for it. Applying vacuum means reducing the pressure. Total solids. Total solid is the uh, residue that remains after completion of LOD. That means if you take a Petri plate, if you add some amount of Asava or Arista into it, say suppose 5 ml, and if you complete the process of LOD, thereafter whatever remains on the Petri plate is nothing but total solid. So it can be calculated as 1 minus LOD. Both LOD as well as total solid are denoted in percent weight by weight. Reducing sugars, the formulation whether it contains reducing sugar and non-reducing sugar both are quantitatively estimated, reducing as well as non-reducing sugar. Then alcohol content. Alcohol content is an important parameter for analysis of Asava and Arista, because usually in the market one may find some spurious or adulterated formulation wherein the alcohol is added externally into the formulation, which is not desired. Here, the alcohol should be self generated and should not exceed more than 13 or 14%. Then TLC of a marker compound. So suppose if you have prepared Arjuna Arista, that means the tannins present in Arjuna bark are to be determined. Or in case of Kumari Asava, certain allo phytoconstituents should be tested for their presence, or even they can be quantified. So these are few of the parameters those are routinely performed for evaluation of Asava and Arista. Now we will have a look at the details as to how alcohol content can be determined in a formulation or even in a marketed formulation. Usually it is also called as percent ethanol content by volume. For this, take a measuring cylinder and preferably a 100 ml measuring cylinder wherein you can measure up to 100 ml. Add the formulation up to 100 ml mark exactly. Now here in this case, make sure that you are taking the 100 ml measuring cylinder and you are measuring up to 100 ml. Do not use 50 ml measuring cylinder twice. Instead, this is the best method. Then we'll set up an assembly for distillation, as we need to determine the alcohol content in our formulation. So this is the RBF. RBF is to be connected with the connector. Here it is called as a T-tube. T-tube is then in turn connected with Graham's condenser, and the end is connected. This is a bent tube. Lastly, the collector or a small RBF wherein you need to collect the distillate. Now, the 100 ml of the formulation, that is Asava and Arista, is to be transferred into the RBF. Once you have transferred this, then you should rinse the measuring cylinder with 50 ml of water, because there are chances that the Asava Arista, being viscous in nature, may stick to the inner walls of the measuring cylinder. So rinse the remaining components and put all the rinsets back into the RBF. After adding all the rinsets, now the total volume inside the RBF is, you should seal it with the stopper. The total volume inside is 100 ml Asava or Arista and 50 ml of water, so it will be around 150 ml. Next part is heating. We will be heating it and circulate cool water through the condenser. Always make sure that the cold water enters in through the lower end. Lower end will maintain when you are passing the cold water through the lower end, water column is maintained in the condenser. So this is the right way of entry of cold water and exit of warm water. Continue the heating until you get the distillate. The distillate should be, you should collect minimum 90 ml of distillate. Now how will one come to know that 90 ml of distillate is collected? Because RBF do not have graduations. So before starting or before setting up the assembly, the collector, that is the smaller RBF, should be filled with 90 ml of alcohol with a marker, make marks on the 90 ml, and then empty the contents of the smaller RBF, then attach it to the distillation flask. With this mark, you will be able to understand that distillate collected is around 90 ml. Now, why 90 ml is because we have added 150 ml, and an American agency of analytical chemists has determined that if you are collecting 90 ml from 150 ml through this way, there are chances that maximum or almost all alcohol molecules come into the distillate. There is no residual alcohol in the still. Still is the RPF which you are hitting. Now transfer these 90 ml into, or take the part of distillate and add it to the specific gravity bottle or a pycnometer, and determine the specific gravity of this of this distillate. When the specific gravity of this distillate, there is a chart given in Ayurvedic Pharmacopoeia that helps us identify, or it correlates between the specific gravity and alcohol content. Like suppose if a distillate has a specific gravity exactly of 1, we know 1 is the specific gravity of water. So if your distillate has 1 specific gravity, or specific gravity is 1, that means there is no alcohol in the distillate. It is pure water. As alcohol content in the distillate goes on increasing, rising, the specific gravity falls off, because alcohol has low specific gravity. More the content of alcohol in the distillate, lesser will be the specific gravity.